Welcome. Woo, that was bad. Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, Chris, who can't talk, apparently. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 249, one away from Schwete. Yeah, welcome. Today, I have a wonderful guest on the podcast, but of course, I got to talk about this, shop talking that shop. Of course, if you want to keep up with me when not on the podcast, you can do that on Twitter and Instagram, both at Casting for Two, as well as, I do a podcast with Josh Silverman from constantlycalibrating.com. It's called Ramble Jam. Right now, it's kind of in a little bit of a taking a break. Hopefully, we return next week because Josh had a little baby boy. He's a second dad, second father. And so once we get that started, make sure to check up the Twitter so that you can know if it's coming back or not. And of course, if you like the show, you like what you hear on your favorite streaming platform, podcast platform, leave me a review, leave me a comment, leave me something. It's just so that I know what's good, what's not, what can improve. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully you love everything and the show is perfect. But yeah, so go do that. I should talk about my guest. His name is Erick Frias, and he is from the band hERON, which is who I chatted with, and their music is phenomenal. Link is in the description to get their new self-titled debut album. It's all rap, rock, instrumentals. It's all beautiful music, and I can't recommend more. But I got to stop talking because we got to get in this episode. So everybody sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. So this is a pretty loose show. Just gonna basically find out more about you, about the band, and all that good stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But oh, sorry. No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I'm really gonna say anything. I'm not really good at these kind of things. So that's good. I'm actually here at a bar right now, so I just like moved in everybody's way. Is what I'm trying to say. Gotcha.
No worries. So one thing let's dive into bar life for a second. What is your preferred drink?
My preferred drink, man.
Yeah.
It would be a Bloody Mary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloody
yeah. No,
Mary.
it's. I usually get the Bloody Mary just because I like to see what they put in the drink as far as, like pickles and all those crazy concoctions.
That is like my favorite. I mean, I'm from San Antonio, Texas, but I recently moved up here to Seattle. Like not recent, but like it's been about 8 months already. So every time that I get a Bloody Mary, it's always a different setup that they do. So it is kind of surprising whenever they do put like pickled okra, or not okra. What are they called? I think pickled okra or something like that. But some of them they have like big mama cherries. Like those are like I've never had that in my life, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing.
And how has it been the shift between San Antonio and Seattle?
It's been good. I mean, like. There's no, like, the sun really isn't out over here as much as it is in San Antonio, and the heat is like just scorching hot. So I don't miss that, but I do kind of miss the sun, it's a little weird, but I'm adjusting to it. You know, change is always good.
It's funny.
I think.
I was just gonna say it's funny because I did the exact opposite. I moved from Oregon to San Antonio.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm envious of your situation because I hate it here.
You hate San Antonio?
Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's I like the same thing. I hate the weather.
Right.
And
yeah, it's pretty hot over there.
Yeah, and then you go to the Pacific Northwest, and sure, the sun's not around. I prefer the sun not be around. I always tell people this, but the rain is very different from a Pacific Northwest to a Texas, just because in the Pacific Northwest, people are still doing crap. They're still walking around in their jeans and their flip-flops and doing stuff.
It's so funny that you say that because I just had this same conversation because I have friends that came up to visit, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just like at a bar or, like a little restaurant, but we're already done and all that. But I was just telling them the exact same thing is that over here, like, they're freaking out because they're like, it's raining and people are outside doing stuff. Like, you don't ever see that in Texas. And I'm like, no, over here, like, everybody functions well. It's a, you can still do things over here. And the rain over here is like kind of misty.
Right.
It's not like big raindrops like Texas,
Right. And there's no thunderstorms or anything like that. It's just raining. That's it. It's like, oh, okay.
I never hear thunderstorms over here.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that you say that.
and
I've never even thought about that. I was like, yeah, you're so right. I don't ever, like, yeah. No thunderstorms.
I am since I've been here for about 5 years now, and I miss wearing hoodies. I can't wear hoodies anymore because there's no point.
No, not at all. Because even in December, it's still hot.
Right? Yeah, it's like, ooh, it got down to 70, and then you have people bundling up. It's like, it's 70. Settle down, you weenies. The funniest is when people, it's misty and people are getting their umbrellas. I'm just like, settle down. It's just calm down with your umbrellas.
Yeah, people in San Antonio does not know how to deal with any of that. Like, it's pretty funny, but
Yeah, no.
It is what it is. Right?
I get you. But what?
But I mean, like, me moving out here, it's like been it's an awesome change. Like, I love it up here, and like people tell me, "Oh, when are you moving back?" I'm like, not anytime soon, and I don't know if I ever want to go back now.
Right. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'd love to visit. I mean, because I lived there for 33 years, and my parents are out there, my family, like my whole family's out there. So, but that's about it. I'd go over there just to visit my family and friends and then come back up. Like,
all right. And so what brought you out there?
Music. Music. Yeah. My friend, Rob Castro, he was in Gray Skull, and I was on tour, and I met up with him. I had like a Smith sample on one of our songs from one of my main groups that I tour with. It's called Chisme. It's a Spanish word, for gossip and all that. And he listened to that sample, and he, like, after that, we made an album together, and it was all through internet. Like, I was in San Antonio. I made all the beats, and he did all the bass lines. And he wanted me to move up there to work on the second, move up here and work on the second record. And now we just been pretty much like making music together now. So it's a great experience, and the way, like, the music scene up here is like really, it's like fast paced. Other than, like, San Antonio is kind of, this is what you get, and hopefully, like, something happens.
Right.
But
and
it's not like it's really tough to get noticed if you're doing music. I think, like, especially like hip hop music or like experimental hip hop. San Antonio is like a rock city.
Yeah.
I kind of think.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I have a buddy
So,
who's super into the music scene down here, and yeah, it's pretty much all rock. Uh,
hmm
but yeah, but for you, when did you know that music was something you wanted to pursue?
pretty much like when since I was a kid, my parents always had these like records, this big record collection, from Argentina, like Chile, and I always like every time I would listen to their music, I'd be like, man, like this little part, I wish I could just grab that little part and just loop that. The older I got, I started saving up money. My first instrument was guitar,
Hmm.
and you know, uh, Nirvana was like the biggest influence in my life too.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up on 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 that music scene, the grunge music scene. And then after like Kurt Cobain passed away, I was like, okay, well, what other bands am I going to listen to? I mean, there was like other bands that, like underground bands that I listened to. But I was also a skateboarder, and they always played underground hip hop in the skateboard videos, and I was like, that's what I like listening to is underground hip hop music that in the skateboard video. So, I dove into that, and I wanted to make beats after that because they had, the stuff that I'd listened to. It was like the same kind of music where my parents had those records. I wanted to sample that and make hip hop music.
Hmm.
So that's basically how the whole story turns out to be of me making beats now.
Nice. And so when
So
when did you decide to like, you know what? I like making beats. I like doing this. I like doing that. When do you say, you know what? I'm gonna, get in this band or form a band?
yeah, that really took. Um, well, I made some beats, and then one of my friends, he was a rapper, and he would rap over like my beats. So I was like, dude, we should like do something with this.
Mm.
Like, let's go out and do some shows. And I think my first show was opening up for Soul and the Skyrider band, and that was like, we practice because the Anticon was another inspiration like of what I wanted to do, like that kind of
Hmm.
music. So um, I from there, like I saw Gel and Alias like um, on videos that where they would play live MPC, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. So from there, I knew like, okay, well, my friend's a rapper, and I'm making beats. Like we could do this live, and that took probably around like 2005, 2003, around there, like 2003 to 2005
Hmm.
around. Like where I really took it serious though was 2006, and that was with Pointing Fingers. That was like my first group that I ever started, and yeah, from there, I just I'm still doing it now.
Nice, nice. And so you said the story a little bit about how you started working with Rob. Well, that was his name, Rob, right?
Yeah, Rob Castro.
So what was you hand him your demo, and then now it's time to make music. What was the music process like? Was it did you guys obviously you guys clicked together, but were you a little nervous about clicking?
No, not at all. Like when I met him, I was on tour, and we did a show together. But like that was my first time coming up to Seattle too.
Hmm.
But we we went to his house, and he was watching this Land of the Giants, I believe it was. And I'm like super into like low budget movies and like cheesy things.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like whenever we hit up each other about like beats and all that, we clicked already, like within the music that he liked and I liked, and then the movies that we both liked, and like the cheesy corniness of stuff. So I think it was like, okay, this guy's cool. We can definitely work together and all.
Right.
But like the process was we clicked right away. Like I called my music sad bangers because like I always sample like sad music, but like people tell me like that the beats like the drums like bang really hard, and I was just like sad bangers. This is what I make and all that. But you know, and we were going through a tough time at the time also. He had just broken up with his girlfriend. I was going through a rough patch of the same deal, and so all this music that came out was all feelings, and I put it all out on music, and that's when we became hERON, but we pronounce it hERON because it's like everything of bad emotions or just an emotional, you know, it's an emotional ride.
Yeah. And because I was listening to the album that you guys did, and the part that had, or not the part, the song that had me sold, I was digging Chill Mode, but Flip Out was where I was like, I got to talk with these guys because this is, I tend to think in a movie-esque cinematic style kind of brain. And I was like, oh my gosh, this would work perfectly in a movie. And so that's when I was just like, I'm in.
You're right. That's actually my favorite song in that album too. Flip Out was, it's really good. I like that. Like I said, it's my favorite song.
It's top 12 of the songs. For you. No.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, as far as the album goes, was there one song in particular that was harder to do? What, you know, you guys were trying to figure out something that just wasn't working?
I forget what the song title is on, but there was this one song where I was like, it's like this lady, she's singing like in French, but it's like a little loop that I did, and the drums that I found, the drum break that I found was off a Mexican record. I forget what record it was too. Mm-hmm. And I have all of my records back home at my parents' house, so I didn't even get to bring those records up with me, but they're all at my parents' house. But I found that drum break, and I put them together, and I was just like, man, like, this is going to be a really tough one. I'm not sure if Cash is going to be able to work with this one, but you know, he made an awesome bass line with it, and it went really well. And I think that was probably the song that was the tough one to work with, because I was real skeptical about that song. But it was like a song that I really wanted it to be in the album as well. Right now I can't even tell you what the song it is. But it's like a French singer. She's like, oh man, I can't remember what it's called.
No worries.
But yeah, I would say that one, that track is like that was a tough one.
And on the, no pun intended, the flip side, what was probably the song that just came apart or came together very quickly and super easy?
I think it was Evil Fortress that I did the guitar on it, and you know, Castro he's played in bands before, and so that one came out real easy. He didn't have to tune his guitar to another like tuning, like it was just all standard tuning, and that was the easiest one that we did, and it worked really well. Also,
nice. And so, for you guys as a band, is there anything you wanted to bring up, or you know, any shows coming up that you want the people to see? Anything like that going on?
We might hit Europe this year.
Oh, okay.
We might be going on tour. If everything plays out well, and Chesky from Fake 4, we'll see what he says about it, and hopefully we get to tour Europe. I've never been to Europe, so
nice.
It's nice.
This Texas guy going from Seattle to Europe.
Yeah,
that's freaking awesome.
I'm putting in 110% of what I was doing back home, I was always working at like warehouse, like I did warehouse work. And then after work, go home, make music, send it off to Castro or send it off to friends that paid me for beats. And, Castro gave me the opportunity to move up here and live with him for, after I picked up, started picking myself up from if I needed to move out or something like that. So he made that happen, and I've given it 110% now with just music, where that's what I'm focusing on.
Nice.
So it's, San Antonio to Seattle, and whatever else comes my way, I'm doing my best.
All right. And so for the people at home who'd like to follow the band online, where can they do that?
hERON01.bandcamp.com.
There we go. Short and sweet. There we go. There they can buy the album. They can buy. You guys have it on vinyl, which I'll probably be picking up on vinyl, in all honesty. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a blue marble vinyl. Comes with a poster inside, a download card. We also have tapes for sale, cassette tapes, which also comes like in a blue powder tape. We have shirts and stickers that we send out for free when you purchase a vinyl or a tape or a shirt.
Nice. Well, Erick, I will let you go back doing your thing. All right, man?
All right. Well, you have a good one, Chris.
All right, you too. And don't party too hard, all right?
I shall not.
All right. Bye, man.
Maybe just a little.
There you go.
All right. Later.
All right. Bye-bye.